Welcome to Quiet Chapters. Tonight's story is for the woman who has spent so much time taking care of everything and everyone around her, and is finally learning to create a space that feels like home. Before we begin, take a deep breath in, letting your shoulders drop, and let go of whatever the day demanded of you. You don't have to carry any of it here. Tonight, we travel to a quiet sanctuary nestled against the mountains, where the earth is resting and the rain is about to fall. Let yourself drift into the world of Elena. The key felt heavy in Elena's hand. It was a simple piece of brass, worn smooth at the edges, but turning it in the lock felt like the weightiest thing she had done in years. When the front door finally swung open, the scent of the desert followed her inside. It was the smell of dry earth, warm wood, and the faint, sweet promise of creosote waiting for the rain. She stepped into the living room. The afternoon sun was slipping low over the mountains, casting long, amber ribbons of light across the bare concrete floors. There were no furniture pieces yet, no artwork on the walls, just empty space. And for the first few days, that space felt terrifying. Elena sat down on her only possession, a single box of linen blankets she had brought with her from the city. She pulled her knees to her chest, looking out the wide, frameless windows that faced the open desert. What have I done? The whisper crept into her mind. For so long, her life had been defined by noise. The hum of the highway, the endless ping of notifications, the constant requests for her time, her energy, her care. She had been the strong one, the one who figured it out, the one who stayed until the job was done, and everyone else was taken care of. Stepping away hadn't felt like a triumph. It felt like a collapse, standing in this quiet house, miles from the rhythm she knew. She felt incredibly small. The silence felt less like peace and more like an echo of everything she had left behind: the changes, the heartbreaks, the exhausting effort of starting over. She closed her eyes, listening to the absolute stillness of the desert. She wondered if she was capable of living a life this quiet. She wondered if she was allowed to. By the third week, the house began to change, adjusting to her presence like an old friend. Elena spent her mornings moving slowly. She learned the exact moment the sun would hit the kitchen counter, warming the space where she brewed her morning coffee. She brought in a single comfortable chair, placing it by the window facing the mountains. She began to notice the small things. The way the mesquite trees outside filtered the harsh light into something soft, and the quiet resilience of the saguaros standing guard on the hillside. It was late August, the height of the monsoon season. On this particular afternoon, the air felt different. It was heavy, thick with anticipation. The sky, usually a brilliant, unrelenting blue, was bruised with deep purple and charcoal clouds rolling rapidly over the peaks. Elena walked out onto the back porch, her bare feet meeting the cool stone. The wind was picking up, carrying the distinct, intoxicating scent of rain on hot earth. It was a fragrance unique to this place, sharp, clean, and ancient. She watched the curtain of rain advance across the valley, a gray sheet pulling down from the sky, swallowing the distant cacti one by one. In the city, a storm meant inconvenience. It meant traffic, delays, and rushing to close windows. But here, out in the open, the storm felt like an arrival. The first heavy drop hit the tin roof above her with a sharp, resonant ping. Then another. And then the sky opened up. A flash of lightning illuminated the entire desert, followed by a low, rolling rumble of thunder that vibrated right through the floorboards and into the soles of her feet. Elena didn't run inside. She sat down in the wicker chair on the porch, pulling a linen throw tightly around her shoulders, and watched. The rain fell in sheets, washing over the dusty green of the creosote bushes, turning the dry soil into rich, dark earth. The sound was deafening, yet incredibly peaceful. White noise that drowned out every lingering doubt in Elena's head as she watched the water rush down the natural dips in the land, creating temporary streams in the sand. Something shifted inside her. The desert didn't fight the storm. It didn't try to shield itself or run away. It simply stood open, receiving the downpour, knowing that this intense, turbulent moment was exactly what it needed to sustain life, to heal the dry cracks, and to bloom again. Elena took a deep, steady breath, filling her lungs with the rain-cooled air. For the first time in years, the tightness in her chest was gone. The worries about whether she was doing enough, whether she was moving fast enough, or whether she had made the right choice, simply melted away into the sound of the rain. She looked at her little house, standing firm against the mountain while the storm raged around it. It wasn't just a building anymore. It was a boundary. It was the place where she was finally allowed to protect her own peace. The storm began to pass, leaving behind a sky painted in shades of deep indigo and soft pink. The thunder retreated to a distant whisper over the horizon. The only sound left was the gentle drip of water from the roof onto the damp earth below. She hadn't just bought a house in the desert. She had created a place where she could finally breathe. Elena smiled, a slow, genuine smile that reached her eyes. She stood up feeling grounded, steady, and remarkably light. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. As you close your eyes tonight, let the memory of the desert rain wash away the weights of today. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, and that your new beginnings are already taking root. Until the next chapter, may you rest deeply. May your dreams be gentle. And remember that beautiful things are still finding their way to you. Good night.